Hi guys, another race week and the culmination of this 11-week training block where I've been running to the Maffetone method as part of an experiment I'm conducting to find out what is best for my running, the Maffetone method or the 80-20 method, which I'm going to start an 11-week training block next week. But first, 2 more sleeps until that Gold Coast 10 on Sunday, and that's going to be the second race that I've had in this 11-week MAF training block. If you remember, if you've been watching the channel over the past few weeks or few months, I did the Great South 5-kilometre run where I ran 19:36, but I've got to say that leading into Sunday's 10-kilometre run, I'm a lot more, I wouldn't say nervous, but I'm definitely apprehensive about this one, and I'll explain why in just a minute. So what I want to do in this video, guys, is run through my goals for Sunday's 10-kilometre. I'm going to show you a little bit of the week that I've had leading up to Sunday's race. I'm going to talk a little bit about that doubt that I've got in my mind heading into Sunday's 10 kilometres. And also, I've got some running news from around the world that I'll share with you at the end of this video. Alright, so let's dive into my goals for Sunday's race. Now my A goal is to run sub 40 minutes. Would be absolutely over the moon if I was able to achieve something the beginning with a 3. Just going off where I was last year compared to now. I did do a 10-kilometre time trial mid last year where I went 38:30 something, but back then I was a lot fitter, I was covering a lot more mileage, and it was also pre the broken toe and the knee issues that I've had over the past few months. Sub 40 would be fantastic. If it happens, great. If not, I won't be too disappointed, but you've got to set yourself some goals, and that's the upper goal for me. Now my B goal is to get as close as possible to 40 minutes. And I guess that really is the goal that I'm looking for, just to get as close as I can to that 40-minute mark. Now goal C, and what I've done is I've fed my time from that Great South 5 kilometres 3 weeks ago into some pace calculators or time calculators online. I can't actually remember which one I used, but I'll put a link here on screen to the one that I actually fed this time into, and it spat out a projected 10-kilometre time of 40 minutes 50. Now, I would hope that I'd go a little bit quicker than that, but what that has given me is a pace to work off at the start. That's a 4:05 minute per kilometre pace. Mile conversion here on screen. That's how I will probably plan to start out on Sunday. 4:05 pace, see what happens from there, whether I can sustain that pace, whether I can build into the run and get quicker. We'll just see what happens. The body feels good. I feel that this week I've freshened up pretty well. You'll see that in a little bit in the video, what I've been up to in the week. All right, I spoke a little bit about being apprehensive this week. And the reason for that is that I just really don't want to mess up the way I structure this run on Sunday. I do have a tendency to go out quicker than I probably should. With that 5K 3 weeks ago, I find that with a 5K, you can go out at a really solid clip, hold on for as long as possible, and then all of a sudden it's over. And for me, I'm like a bit like a locomotive, I guess you could say, whereas I build up speed, I hit my top speed, and then I'm able to sort of sustain that speed for a certain amount of time, and the 5K seems to be about the right distance, and that's why they hurt so bloody much. But with a 10 kilometres, it's a completely different ball game. You go out too fast, you always run the risk of fading quite noticeably in the back end. And likewise, if you go out too slow, you run the risk of not setting up a time that's to your current potential. And I think for me, that C goal that I have, I think that's going to work pretty well for me. So it'll hold me back just in those early kilometres, probably help me to maybe finish off a little bit better. We'll just have to see how good the aerobic engine is, whether I'm able to sustain that 4:05 pace or whether I can actually get quicker. There's a lot of doubt in my mind, not having done any speed work, just relying on the math to run for that pace for that amount of time or that amount of distance. I think I'll be okay. I'm confident that I can run 4:05 per kilometre pace. It's whether I can either get quicker or whether I'm just going to probably struggle to hold on to that pace. We'll see what happens in a couple of days' time. All right, I promised you that there would be some stuff in this video about what my week has looked like. You're going to see that now. When you're watching this video, it's Friday, so it's my rest day. Tomorrow, Saturday, I'll go and do a very easy park run. Sunday morning, race day. We kick off at 6:45, I think it is. Race precinct is an hour from where I live, so another early start on Sunday morning, about a 4 o'clock rise. Enjoy this week that I've just had, guys, and stick around after that and I'll give you a little bit of running news. So Tuesday, just going to do a nice easy 5k, and I'll finish off with probably 8 or 10 strides at the end, just to start getting the legs turning over a little bit quicker for that 10k race on Sunday. All right, let's go. All done. Just under 5k, just under 5.5k. 440 kilometre average. I don't know about anyone else when you're running to MAF or the heart rate, but I really battle to keep my heart rate in the right range when it's windy. A little bit of breeze tonight, especially going out. It's just hard to adjust. Just a couple of times in that run, just crept above that 135 beats per minute upper level of mine, but wow, really comfortable. Really happy with that. Legs feel good. I feel good. Go and do these strides now before it gets too dark. So you're just going to use this park here. I get about 80 metres, 60 to 80 metres, so I'm going to do probably 8 or 10. Just really nice and comfortable. Just turning the legs over and trying to put just a little bit of zip in them before the weekend. So stretch a little and then I'll get into it. There we go, 10 strides done, just about 15 seconds each with a walk back. Perfect. Thursday morning, just Thursday morning, just heading out for a 12k. Going to break it up into 4k lots, 4k warm up, 4k of 500 on, 500 off, so 500 at 135 beats per minute, the top level of my MAF heart rate range, and just an easy jog for the other 500, and then a 4 kilometre cool down. First 4k done. Guys, I have a bit of a shoe dilemma. Up until now I haven't dipped my toe in the fast shoe market, those carbon plated shoes, but I thought entering the next phase of this project, the 80-20 running, I thought that I might get myself a pair of carbon plated shoes. And look, I've been researching all the way through and just been holding off because up until now I don't think I really needed a pair, but I want to give a pair a try now. So anyway, I've really liked the Asics Glide Ride and the Nova Blasts, And I've said here many times on the channel how much of a fan of those that I am. And I thought, you know what? I'm going to try the ASICS Metaspeed Sky. The shoes that Sarah Hall has run at the London Marathon and the Marathon Project, where she ran 2:20. Japan's Yuki Kawachi, he ran a 2:07 at the Lake Biwa Marathon, I think it was. So I thought, all right, I'm going to buy them. Jumped online, put in my size at every outlet in Australia, 11.5, none. Absolutely blotto, zero. Could not find a pair of Metaspeed Sky in my size anywhere online at an Australian outlet. I don't know what's going on, whether I've got a very common shoe size, whether they've just been so popular, or whether ASICS just haven't released enough stock. But it's very disappointing. I just got windy here too, guys, so I hope it's not coming through on the microphone. Yeah, so it's very disappointing. Made the decision to go and buy these shoes and I can't even get my hands on any. So I don't know what I'm going to do now, whether I wait and see if more stock becomes available online here in Australia, or whether I opt for another shoe. Bit of a dilemma at the moment, because I'd really like to get a pair of those Metaspeed Skies, but it doesn't look like I'm going to get any anytime soon. Anyway, do a couple of strides and then I'll get into this 500 meters on, 500 meters off for 5k. Whoa, I'll try that again. 500 meters on, 500 meters off for 4k. I've done two. Second one was way too quick. Heart rate got a bit high, so I better just back off just a fraction. See if I can do better this time. Nope. A little bit breezy. That second one too fast. So what I'm going to do now is just keep them around that 2 minutes 10. It's pretty comfortable. You go 1 or 2 beats over what the heart rate should be. Just keep it nice and consistent, and we'll see what the heart rate ends up at the end of this next one, the last one, 4. Bang on that 2 minutes 10. But the heart rate, whew, don't know what's going on this morning. Bit of a concern. 4 days out from the Gold Coast 10, but is what it is. But they're done now. Alright, so 4k block's done. Just give myself a few minutes now before I start this 4k cool down, just to allow the heart rate to drop down a little bit, just recover a little bit after doing those 500s on, 500s off. Okay, cool down. Heart rate dropped down into the mid 90s, so that's not too bad. So just 4k at home. All right, I've got 3 very brief items just to touch on for the running news. Eliud Kipchoge, marathon world record holder. He's running this weekend in the NN Mission Marathon there in the Netherlands. I know there is a live stream of that marathon. I'll go and find the link and put it here for you. Really interested to see how Eliud goes in this marathon. Now, I have heard that he hasn't tapered. It's going to be interesting. Yeah, if you get a chance, guys, go and check that live stream out on Sunday. We're currently having the Australian Athletics Championships, and this weekend is the real crescendo of those championships and the Olympic trials as well for Tokyo. I'm really looking forward to the men's 1500. I reckon that Australia's depth in the 1500, especially on the men's side at the moment, is really, really impressive. The likes of Stuart McSwain, Matt Ramsden, Jai Edwards, Ryan Gregson, and a whole host of others are on or below that 3:35 qualifying time. If you get a chance to look at that too, guys, some details here on screen for that one as well. And the third item I've got, this is a congratulations to Des Linden, the 2018 Boston Marathon champion, who this week set a new 50-kilometre women's world record when she ran 2:59.54. I think she broke the old records by 7+ minutes. Fantastic run there, and congratulations to Des. This video has probably gone a little bit longer than I initially planned, but if you've made it all the way through to the end, thanks very much for watching. And if you've been following along with this journey of the MAF or 80-20, which is better, I know there's been a lot of new subscribers to the channel over the past month or so. And I really do appreciate everyone who has clicked on that subscribe button and has given these videos a thumbs up, like as well, because that really does help the channel. Don't forget, guys, to share these videos if you're getting something out of them. Hit me up with some of your comments as well down below about your running, or if you've got a question about my running. All right, I'm out of here. It's gone too long. Stay safe, happy running, and I'll catch you in the next one. Hooroo.